Good morning, students. And how are we doing this morning? Very good. So to begin today's lesson, I will play a short video for you. And I would like you to pay very close attention to what the video is saying, okay?
Hey there! Today, we will be learning about composite shapes. Did you know that some shapes are made by combining other basic shapes? For example, this L shape is made out of a rectangle and a square. Isn't that cool? Let's find out more about composite shapes by checking out the house our friend Carl built. Do you notice that this house is actually a composite shape? Because it's made out of two basic shapes, a triangle and a rectangle. Interesting, isn't it? Time for a challenge. Let's see if you can identify the basic shapes that make up these composite shapes. Can you guess what this shape is made out of?
Yes, John, which shapes make up this composite shape? Very good, two rectangles.
If you look closely, this shape is made out of two rectangles. How about this next shape?
Yes, Ashley. What is it made up of? Two triangles and one square. Very good.
This shape is made up of one square and two triangles. Let's move on to this shape.
Rondell, which shapes make up this one? Two rectangles and one triangle. Very good.
I bet you got this one. One triangle and two rectangles. Lastly, can you guess the answer to this shape?
Yes, Damiano. Four triangles and one circle. Very good.
That's right. This shape is made up of four triangles and a circle.
From the video that we just watched, what can you say is a composite shape? Yes, Tyrese. It's combination of different shapes. Very good. Anybody else? Yes, it's where different shapes come together to form one. Very good, Tim. Anything else? Yes, Hannah. Anna is asking if we can call composite shape compound shape. Yes, another name for a composite shape is compound shapes, right? Very good. Give yourself a round of applause for paying attention. Yourself a round of applause. So for today's lesson, we'll be looking at area of composite shapes, right? And the objective of today's lesson is, after a step-by-step demonstration, you students will be able to solve at least 2 out of 3 exercises on area of composite shape. Okay? So, a composite shape or a composite figure is a two-dimensional figure made up of two basic dimensional shapes such as triangle, rectangle, circle, semicircle, etc. And please remember that a composite shape or a composite figure is also known as a compound shape, as Hannah stated. Is one that is made up of a number of different shapes when deconstructed, right? So if you lose out that shape, you're not going to get one, but you're going to get more than one shape. Do you understand that? Okay then. So what I would like you to do now is to sign over to Mojo. And we're going to play a game where we mount our different formulas on calculating composite shapes. Okay, so let's go over to Mojo. So students, how was the Mojo class? Yes, it was fun, and learning maths is fun, right? And the formulas that we just looked at, they're simple formula that we should be familiar with, like area, the formula to find area of square, rectangles, and so on, right? Good. So when looking at composite shape, there are two methods in which we use. Firstly, the subtractive method and the additive method, right? However, we'll be looking at the additive method today. Okay, so the additive method. Okay, so let's say for instance you're giving this L shape, and you're asked to use the additive method to find the area of the composite shape. All right, so let's say this is 6 centimeters, this is 4, and then this is 2. Okay, with the additive method, what we do, we divide our shape into 2, and we first find the area of the first shape, which is going to be length times length, and then we find the area of the second shape, which is length times width, and then we add the 2 together to give us the total area of the composite shape, right? Do you understand? So what we're going to do now is to work some examples where we're using the additive method. So we have this example on the board, and they want us to find the area of this composite shape. We see that the shape is already in 2 parts. We have what is this? Yeah, it's a triangle, Roy. And what is this? Yes, Damiana, it's a rectangle. So we know that this entire line is 22 centimeters. But if up to here it's 14, what do you think we're going to do, Tim? Yes, we're going to minus. And what are we going to minus? We're going to take 14 from 22. And what do you end up with? 8 centimeters. So let's work with the area of the rectangle. So it's going to equal, area is going to equal length times width. And the length is 22 times the width of 12 centimeters. Does everyone see what I'm doing?
Yes, ma'am.
So when we multiply 22 by 12, what are we going to get, Ashley? 168 centimeters squared. Now let's go over to the area of the triangle. How do we find the area of the triangle? It's half base by height. So half, we know the base is 8. And what is the height? If this is 12, this is going to be 12 also. So times 12 centimeters. Our next step is to cancel out. You see 2 into 2, 1, 2 into 8, 4. 4 8 48. Very good. So this is going to equal to 48 centimeters square. Right? We're still not finished. What else do we have to do, Felicia? Yes, we have to add the area of the rectangle and the area of the triangle. So the composite shape is going to equal composite (168 28 centimeters square plus 48 centimeters square. And when we add 168 plus 48 centimeters square, what are we going to get, Roydell? 216 centimeters squared. Do you understand that? Okay, so we'll work another example. We work one more example. And this one, I will type it in the chat. Second example, it reads, find the area of a composite shape which is formed by joining a square and a triangle. The length of the side of the square is 5 units. The base and height of the triangle is 6 units and 7 units respectively. So the first thing, once you're given a worded problem, you should do, try to sketch a diagram so you would know what you're working with. So it's a square and a triangle, and we know the square is 5 units. And what is the base of the triangle? It's 6 units, and it have a height of 7 units. Okay, so what we're going to do is find the area of the square first. So the formula is area is equal to length times length, which is going to give us 5 times 5, and we will have 25 centimeters squared. Secondly, the formula to find the area of a triangle is half base by height, and half, we know that the base is 6 times the height of 7. 2 into 2, 1, 26, 3. 3 multiplied by 7 is how much, Neymar? 3 sevens is 21 centimeters squared. What are we going to do next, Rondi? Yes, we're going to add the area of the square and the area of the triangle. So it's going to equal, area is going to equal to 25 centimeters squared plus 21 centimeters squared. And how much are we going to get, Demiana? 46 centimeters squared. So do you understand the additive method when calculating composite shape? Very good. So we can move on, right? I've typed in the chat the link for you to gain access to your worksheet. So you have 30 minutes to complete your worksheet, and you may begin. So is everyone finished submitting their exercises to my email? Very well. So what I would like you to do is for you to create a TikTok video with a composite shape. You will create a 3D model of your shape, put in figures, and then calculate the area of your composite shape. Okay? So I'll be sending your homework to your emails, right? And you'll gain access from there. So to conclude today's lesson, we will be doing our we'll be having our exit slips. So everyone, at least one thing that you've learned, not more than 2 that you've learned from today's lesson, and you can send it to me privately in the chat, and then we can go from there. Okay? Okay, so I have received a exit slip from each and every one of you, so you're free to leave. Class dismissed.